Welcome to this deep dive into the production nightmare, aka total shit show that is Captain America Brave New World. What was once heralded as the next bold step for the Captain America legacy has instead become an infamous saga of director clashes, endless reshoots, ballooning budgets and cast controversies. So let's break down everything from its initial announcement to the latest scandalous revelations and moronic cast comments. So the journey of Cap 4 began with its initial announcement in July 2022, which generated significant excitement among Marvel fans, eager for a fresh chapter in the Captain America saga. Originally titled Captain America New World Order, the film was slated for release in May 2024. However, the release date experienced multiple shifts, first moving to July 2024 before finally settling on February 14, 2025. The title change to Brave New World was officially revealed in June 2023, with executive producer Nate Moore explaining that the new name was a better fit for the film's bold direction and themes. In other words, they decided New World Order was a bit too on the nose, and they needed something that sounded a little more world-changing, I guess. Initially, the project was envisioned to explore uncharted territories within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with plans to delve into complex geopolitical themes and introduce new characters. However, as production advanced, reports emerged of creative differences amongst the team, leading to significant challenges that would later impact the film's development. Most notably Israeli actress and former IDF soldier Shira Haas, who was initially cast to portray the character Sabra in the film. But following significant backlash and controversy surrounding the character's identity and portrayal in the wake of October 7th, Marvel Studios made substantial alterations to Sabra's backstory, presumably in order to appease their more leftist audience. The character, originally conceived as an ex-Mossad agent, was quickly rebranded as a former Russian operative with no apparent ties to Israel, and presumably made into less of a main character in the process. Anyway, overall, these early ambitions, whilst promising, perhaps set expectations that became difficult to manage as the production faced various hurdles, including directorial changes, extensive reshoots and narrative adjustments. All in all, these challenges contributed to the evolving landscape of the film's production journey. One of the first major hurdles was a clash between the director Julius Onah and creative teams. Conflicting visions led to a series of heated debates, delays and even changes in leadership. These creative differences set the stage for what would become a prolonged and troubled production process. Onah, known for his work on the indie film Loose, faced challenges adapting to the scale and expectations of a major Marvel production. Reports suggest that his relative inexperience with big-budget films led to creative disagreements and high tensions on set. These conflicts contributed to delays and further set the stage for a chaotic creative process. Notably, during recent reshoots, Onah was reportedly replaced, with sources indicating that he was, quote, in over his head and no longer calling the shots. Despite this, he has still retained his directing credit and has also been described as a good sport about the situation, hinting that he probably knew deep down that he bit off a bit more than he could chew. But anyway, as production progressed, Captain America Brave New World faced significant challenges due to poor test screenings. After initial screenings failed to resonate with sample audiences, the film underwent extensive reshoots between May and August 2024, focusing on 3 new major action sequences. But despite these efforts, subsequent test screenings continued to yield negative feedback, leading to even more rounds of reshoots as late as November 2024. A major point of contention was the marketing emphasis on Red Hulk, now portrayed by Harrison Ford as General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross in the wake of original Incredible Hulk actor William Hurt's death. Promotional materials heavily featured this character, initially generating significant fan excitement. However, recent reports and early reviews indicate that Red Hulk's screen time in the final cut is minimal, already leading to fan disappointment and confusion, and of course claims of false advertising. This disconnect between the marketing and the film's content highlights deeper issues within the production, suggesting misalignment between creative decisions and audience expectations. Now get ready to have your minds blown, peeps, because through all this clusterfuck of a production, the budget for Brave New World has apparently escalated bigly. Recent reports indicate that the budget has now reached approximately $350 million dues, with some sources suggesting it could even be as high as $375 million. To put this into perspective, Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy, released between 2001 and 2003, had a combined production budget of about $281 million, for all 3 bloody films. Hilariously, even when adjusted for inflation, the trilogy's budget is still lower than that of Brave New World. That means that Marvel has spent more on this throwaway popcorn flick that no one really asked for, than Peter Jackson had to spend to make 3 bona fide masterpieces 20 odd years ago with an all-star cast. Anyway, this substantial expenditure on Brave New World has raised concerns about the film's financial management and overall direction, leading to fans only semi-joking about the whole bloody thing being some kind of elaborate money laundering scheme. But ultimately, the ballooning budget is attributed to factors such as extensive reshoots following underwhelming test screenings and the high costs associated with visual effects and star salaries. Given the film's significant investment, there is considerable pressure for it to perform well at the box office in order to ensure profitability. Which doesn't seem quite likely, given it's going to have to essentially break $1 billion to start going into the black, while after marketing is factored into the final budget spend. Though controversy surrounding Captain America 4 extends well beyond production challenges, particularly involving lead actor Anthony Mackie's recent remarks and the film's narrative direction. During a press event in Rome a few weeks ago, Mackie commented that Captain America embodies values like integrity and honour, suggesting that the character's representation shouldn't be confined solely to the term America.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable.
This perspective sparked significant backlash, with critics arguing that it undermines the character's foundational identity. In response, Marvel panicked and sent Mackie straight to social media to clarify his statements, now expressing pride in his American identity and emphasising his respect for military personnel. Though this incident echoes earlier fan criticisms from the Disney Plus series The Falcon and Winter Soldier. Viewers expressed dissatisfaction with the portrayal of Sam Wilson's Captain America, particularly in scenes when he appeared to rationalise the actions of the antagonistic teen terrorist group the Flag Smashers.
You did your part in dealing with those terrorists, now we'll do ours.
You have to stop calling them terrorists.
There were still people in there.
This is the only language these people understand.
We kill the hostages. Either way, our message gets out to the world.
And cringily admonished a white senator to, quote, do better.
You've got to do better, Senator.
Additionally, a scene depicting Sam, an Avenger, being denied a bank loan due to financial instability was met with extreme eye-roll and scepticism. Fans found it forced and implausible, arguing that as an Avenger, Sam would likely have financial support from either the government or at least the Avengers Initiative itself, and collectively let out an exasperated sigh at the shameless cynicism of the writers, making some kind of shoehorned in racial point on inequality. It felt more like the writers were pushing an agenda rather than telling a story that made sense for the character, leaving fans frustrated and the moment completely disconnected from the film's broader narrative. Likewise, the decision to pass the mantle of Captain America to Sam Wilson at the end of Avengers Endgame ignited considerable debate among fans at the time. Many argued that Bucky Barnes, Steve Rogers' longtime friend, was the intended and deserved successor, and that Sam's appointment thus feels unearned and disrespectful to everyone involved. Further, this controversy mirrors broader societal discussions about racial preferences and diversity, equity and inclusion initiatives, where some express concerns that DEI efforts may prioritise representation over merit. Critics of Sam Wilson's new role contend that his character lacks the depth and development necessary to assume such a significant mantle, suggesting that his promotion was driven more by a desire for increased diversity than by narrative justification. This perspective parallels arguments against DEI policies that are perceived to favour demographic characteristics over qualifications, as Marvel boss Kevin Feige just seemingly couldn't countenance giving the role to another straight white bloke over an African American, despite him not even having superpowers or enhanced strength outside of his Falcon wings. Ultimately then, from its initial announcement to today, Captain America Brave New World has been mired in controversy and creative turmoil. Director clashes, endless reshoots, skyrocketing budgets and casting shake-ups have all contributed to a production environment that seems more chaotic than cinematic. With marketing heavily emphasising elements like Red Hulk only to inevitably underdeliver on screen, and of course a disputed transition of the Captain America mantle, the film's troubled path raises serious questions about its ultimate success and even its need to exist in the first place. So what say you? Are you excited for this upcoming flick, or have you simply no desire to see it? Let me know down below, and as always, thank you for watching, if indeed you still are.